This is time for us to learn, to drink from another wealth of experience. Shall we please do a resounding applause for Dr. Ini Abimbola.
Akwai bomide. Eso keda yida nsutompo. Akwai bom ide. E good. E fine. Everything complete. Enamuyom nanga. Affinity is all dot. I don't know, dear. Adiaga young canica do for. Am I not title? Ebo kembo title look for a cam me. Who for a tem me. Ebo diahu do pe ne do e come. I come now sang. I come now yes sang. My name is Ini Abimbola. And Tinkeshon Akwa Ibom is very dear to me. This was something that Ubong wanted to do very quickly. It has taken us 9 years to come, but it is indeed a homecoming edition. Ebo woma kaisanga na anam dear. Me, I can't hear you. Ma bom ma ye unye ma usenedo ke bon nyani do mbong zompo. Ebo ki foresi bon toro. So today, I'm just here to talk to every single person that is in this room. Whether you're a young person, whether you're an old person, there are people around your sphere of influence that you also need to encourage if you don't need the encouragement. I'm going to be as, quick as I can. I just put down a few grammars so that they will know that, the doctorate, I paid for it. And I suffered, no be small. I still have my sleep pattern. I graduated, I did my doctorate graduation in November. My sleep pattern has not gone back. So I'm up till 4:30 every morning. I'm having terrible headache as I'm standing here. So that's why I wrote some things. And when I was coming up, I told Alvin I wanted him to play a song. This Bobby Frigga song. I'm in do Jesus akenyangade. I'm in do I'm in do Jesus aketwarambom. I'm in do I'm in kebon yang du komo. Kebon yang du kom. Kebon yang du toro. I'm in do I was born to a roadside watch repairer. Now, if you read my profile, you will find, 2008 Stanford Fellow. I've done great work across Africa. I worked in the African Union for 10 years as a consultant. I've done quite a lot of work across Africa and internationally as well. But if you know my story and you read my profile, they are totally at par. And so I get this question from a lot of young people. Please, ma, how did you do it? Where did you do it? Who helped you? My father was the last born of 3 children. 3 children from the 5th wife of a king in Usendon, Ibionibom. So yes, royalty. It was very poor. That royalty that the only thing you have is land. And then the villagers bring yams and whatever to you. That was our own royalty. But the shoulder was like this. With nothing. But titles without value is nothing. And so if you have a title, they call you pastor. You say you start walking like this. They call you daddy. You say you walk like this. When I do classes for C-suite executives, top C-suite executives, I say to them, when we get into the hall, write all your titles you've ever been called. Doctor, reverend, pastor, daddy, mommy, auntie. Write everything in a piece of paper, and I take baskets and I collect it. Then I ask them, without all these titles, who are you? 9 out of 10 times, people do not know who they are. The only thing they have is their title. Some of you young people in this room, the only thing you have is that, don't talk to me like that, I'm a graduate. That's all you have. What value do you bring? You know this conversation they say people have when you want to marry, the young men of these days that don't want to work. They will see a young girl that is struggling, they will tell her, what do you bring to the table? Now I learned the young girls have started answering them to say, I am the table. I like that. Do you understand? Because it is about value. People won't remember you because you are a graduate. Graduation is 1 for 10 kobo. Even tailoring school now, they wear graduation gown. So graduation is 2 for 10 kobo. What is the value that you bring? I was born to a family, like I said, my father was a roadside watch repairer. And poor people, they like plenty children. They say that is wealth. I don't know what kind of wealth. We're living in 1-room apartment, 6 children. 6 children. And we were hungry all the time. Listen, I understand what hunger does to people. Sometimes people steal to eat, not because they are thieves. Not because you know us more. Kill them. Hunger is not a good thing. Except that hunger, as Ubong would say, is redirected. As Ubong said, when he was staying in the uncompleted building and was hungry, all he could think about, how do I change this so that I do not remain hungry? That is the story of my life. I was in Form 4. I went to school when we had forms, not JS. I was in Form 4 when I became the senior prefect girl, Badagry Grammar School. I was born, bred, buttered, garnished in Lagos. Some people that were saying I should not come back to Lagos, that have already seized their return tickets. Dr. Aki? I was born, bred, buttered, garnished, cooked, cleaned, curried, maggied in Lagos. I can claim a full Yoruba woman, and at the same time, I'm a full-blooded Ibibio woman. Ndo tamani songo yine kwa ibo. Ema ibo ya hiban. Edo hide ne woida. Me wonder. Nseneke mpomi. Ndo ufongbong yes. But nseneke nyembrembreo. Mmeke ne mo. Ndante sida. Because when you come from the kind of background that I came from, and you want to change the trajectory of your life, you don't sit and complain. There's no time for that. You get up and you walk. Somebody met me somewhere carrying 25 liters of water on my head. She looked, she passed. She said, it cannot be her. Then she came back, she looked again, said, Madam, no doctor in here. I said, oh, now, even this water, na doctor. Young people, reinvention is that you decide from day one, every single day that you wake up, that you see my background, you will not put my back on the ground. It's every day you wake up and you say, I am not waiting for that my uncle to help me. Because most of you, all you do is swear for that your brother, father's brother. that he himself struggled to bring himself out of poverty and managed to cross the border and got to Ghana. And from Ghana, he got to America. After said, for yeah, that's send a message to Facebook. Brother, after young number no one. I worry about my people in Akwa Ibom State. Excuse me if you do not speak Akwa Ibom, but you see, this is homecoming. And if you are here, you do not speak the language, you better look for one fine girl. We are ready. Tinkesho will sponsor. You were not listening when I told you that I was born, bred, buttered, garnished, cooked, curried in Lagos. We own Lagos. Awa gongon lomo ijile. Tomba na when you ton leko. Awa ni atun le atun ko. Awa gongon ni lon jebe. Icho kansu here icho kansu. Now. Let me tell you something. When life comes at you, they say when something pursues you and you run, and then there's no way to run again, what happens? That has been the story of my life. I wasn't given a choice. Like I said, my father was the last born of 3 children from a royal home. 17 children altogether. Who was going to help who? My father was sent after he did standard 6 to go and learn watch repairing with somebody that used to buy gari from his mother. His mother was an Egba princess who used to travel in those days in the 1930-something. And will come to Akwa Ibom to buy palm oil and go. When she's coming from Egbaland, she will bring materials to come and sell. And then when she's going back, she'll buy palm oil from here to take back. And then this king saw this beautiful woman and decided to do what the Yorubas will call Ogbesele. And he married her. Very enterprising woman. That's why my father will call me that I'm his mother. And that's why I took the title. Because that woman became known as Akpene Udoikong. She was the second in command to the warrior chief in Usendon village. And if you have a background like that, who and what is poverty? And so the first thing that I say to you, begin to ask yourself, this place that I am, do I like it? It's not enough to say I don't like it. You can say something, I don't like it. But what are you doing about it? Many of you have gone through school, but school have not gone through you. Because if I give you something to write now, you can't even write proper English. But you will not let me drink water and keep cup. I'm a graduate. Graduate. Some of you have masters, but you do not master any value. Many of you young women, because I've interacted with so many, and I must say it today, a lot of you disappoints me. Every single time. I'm being very nasty because I think that's what we need. There needs to be a change in Akwa Ibom State. You call an artisan to do work. He comes. There's no commercialness. There's no entrepreneurial spirit. There's no desire to be better. There's no you are not looking at the person to say, what can this person do for me if I am only willing to? I want you to buy your both or mommy mboku namtero. Okay, can no for nanga, maybe you are nama for no. Okay, mama for man, I said, you never said, you could coinwa. I would wear a kidem, una for to do on your man to over. I for your okida for your can you make 4,000 or your okida, your 10,000 or no? We need to change. It's enough. Many of you young men, you have no ambition. It is disgusting. All you think about is to be SA and PA to SA. I don't want so. Yes, government is the biggest employer of labor in any country. But the informal sector is the one that holds the economy together. I have a first degree in English language and literary studies from University of Calabar. I have a postgraduate diploma in management, human resources. I went back and did a first degree in business administration. I did an MBA, and then I did a doctorate. I've written a few articles. I want to copy. Where's Dr. Imoita? I want to copy him because all the people here are not allowing me. Hi, nice to see you. All the people here are not allowing me. They say, Prof, they want to kill me. My brain it's not as big as yours. But you know what? I always remember. Oh, I always remember. I was 11 the very first time they threw our things out because my father couldn't pay rent for a one-room apartment. Oh, that image stays with me every day. I remember my mother. There's nothing my mother did not sell in this life. And I'm sure maybe that's why I'm like this too. One time she went to carry eggs on credit. As she was coming, she knocked her feet and fell. And this woman sat on the ground on the road and wept. Oh, that image refuses to leave my mind. And that's why I say to people, you know, I put it on my Instagram page. I said, recently somebody said to me when he saw that I was graduating, he said, Antini, when will you stop? What is it? Why are you everything? And I said to him, you know, some of us were not given a choice. Some of us were given a mandate to pull our family, our siblings, the entire generation we come from the gutters of poverty. And because of that, we cannot stop. It's not possible. Because the generations after me must understand that in the lineage that they come from, in the bloodline that they come from, there was a woman called Ini. A woman who never stopped. I lived in Addis Ababa for 10 years. I was a consultant with the African Union. We had all sorts of international cuisine, anything you could think of. Italian, Lebanese, Chinese, any kind of food, Turkish food, Arabian food. It was a thriving diplomatic community, but we didn't have Nigerian food. If you really want to eat Nigerian food, it's only when we are doing Oktoberfest and the Nigerian embassy. So everybody must be there because you want to eat egusi and something. And me, the ever busy queen, I started thinking, okay, I will run to Lagos. I borrowed money first. Come. I buy egusi, buy crayfish, buy this, buy that. I come. I say, I get egusi or you go buy. You get? Oh, hey. I want. If I want everything. The first time, you are doing good, girl. I just sold the thing anyhow. The second time, I learned that, first, the number of Nigerians in Ethiopia. And then not just Nigerians, the Beninese and the Beninois and the Ghanaians also. I came back to Lagos, you see. Before you know it, I told them that, you see, you don't even need to buy. I can cook the soup for you. Now, in Ethiopia, meat is very cheap. And they don't eat the skin. They throw the skin away. When I found that out, I came to Lagos, so went to Munshi, stayed there for 2 days. Now, all of this, I was doing it. I had 2 master's degrees, so don't get me wrong. Many of you think you are all that. You are bullshit. You are nothing. The value of a person is in the value that they give. It is not in titles. It's not in certificates. It's not in qualifications. What value do you bring? What is that thing that you have that people must see and people must look? I started cooking egusi. My 1 pot of egusi then was $50. Everything when I take cook, maybe like $10. And like joke, like play, the African embassy started ordering. That's how I became a full-time caterer. For every embassy event, I made the African dish. For the Ghanaian embassy, the Nigerian embassy, the Benin embassy, practically almost all the African embassies. But somebody will say that should be enough now. I started going to sewing school. In Ethiopia, they teach you sewing with paper. You first learn with paper. Then you start cutting with paper. Then you sew the paper before you get onto cloth. And every time someone asks me, so do you intend to open a I say, I don't know. But you know something that I learned, no knowledge is lost. For every single thing that I learned, I was able to use it. What is that thing that you have in your hand? Many of you parents will say, I don't want my children to suffer. Suffer what exactly? Suffer the training that life gave you? Because for every time you go through something, life is training you. Life is just preparing you for the next stage. You will not leave the stage that you are until you have been prepared for the next level. If you are handling 250 million, you will not go to 500 million. No. And if you go to 500 million, you will mismanage it. Then you become former big man. We have plenty of them in Akwa Ibom. Not only in Akwa Ibom, in Nigeria. I remember in 2018, so I'm a Stanford fellow, a 2008 Draper Hill Stanford fellow from the University of Stanford. And after my fellowship in 2008, I used to go back for 5 years. The school invited me for 5 years because I was the governor of my class. For 5 years to come back to do what they call an associate lecturer for the new fellows that were coming. And so they will pay my flight ticket first class. The first day I enter first class. Oh, see, I'm a crier. And that's why I'm so happy they didn't play my brother's. I didn't see Ubong's face today because I will cry. So I started acting drama inside the first class. Oh, Abazio. Oh, I first class. Then I will lie down straight. Then I will cry again. Then when they started bringing the dishes, they said, hello, ma'am. What would you like, please? We had already given the I mean, don't you know? Because I was once married to a man who told me, and your family in the phone number complain. Yes, he told me that. He thought he did me a favor by marrying me. And that's why I say to you young girls, you're giving yourself cheaply to a man when you have nothing. As much as you think men only respect women of value. A woman who can stand on her own. That's why a lot of the young boys now, they don't want to work. They're looking for hard-working girls. You think they craze? It is only when you have been able to hold yourself and to pull value that there are certain men you used to like when you were in year 1. By the time you get to year 5, you are like, together from year one. And you are like, you know, because actually, in fact, you are not in my class. And you are not saying it out of pride, or it's because something has changed. It's the same thing for men. Some of you will say, I was there. I suffered with him. Why didn't you suffer for yourself? Why are you suffering with a man? I don't understand. Oh, she suffered with me. That's why I will love her. Sweetie, you are in a toxic relationship. God adult days, our mothers did that. Oh, some of us were stupid. We did it one time. I married potential. But sometimes potential is in a key fun. Marry a man with ambition. Marry a man that has hunger. He wakes up every morning. He's thinking what else to do. It's not the one that said, you know, God, you're my investor business. So it did not work. You know, I'm still trying to see men can get commissioner, market commissioner. We're going to blow. My time is up. Just quickly take these three things. There's something called the alchemy of pain. The alchemy of pain. And what I wrote here is that you can move from trauma to talent. Pain is often a signal that something is bad. Something is broken. Something is not right. That's a signal. Now, what you do with that signal is what I call your research and development phase. This thing pains me. I don't like it. I absolutely loved Dr. Imo Ita's story. Because immediately I heard the story, I was like, that's a good example to use for my first point. How do you use a time when many of you would have stepped down? I can't be going to school with these young boys. I've seen all of them. Because some of you in this life, the only thing you have is age. You senior everybody. And once you see nobody can talk to you anyhow. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. My name is Ini. Because some of you, the only thing you have is the position you are in. I spoke to a few government officials a couple of years ago. Some of them still don't. When I see them, Your Excellency, they don't like my greeting. I said to them, I had a class. Now, then call me, Najaja idea. Then call me, say, you know, one of us heard you speak. He would like you to come and talk to us. You know, how we are behaving, what we will do after politics. After politics. Sir, after politics. I don't know, dear. I said, okay, no problem. Everybody collect paper. I want you to write your obituary. Hey! Why should I write my obituary? I said, no, you know, sometimes if you are not here, people will come and be writing, some people, because all of us respect dead people. By the way, if somebody is bad, when he dies, please tell everybody he's bad. Let us stop this thing, because that's why we continue to have evil people in this world. In the same vein, a woman fun. Ubong, you don't know what he's a nice man. But he's a very bad man. Ubong, that he's a good person. And I said, write your obituary. How do you want to be remembered? What is the legacy that you built while you were in office? Who is going to stand up 10 years from now and say, but for Anyekan, I will not have a roof over my head. My children will not be in school. My life would have ended. Who will say that about you? Many of us are in our 60s, but we can't point to any legacy. The only legacy we have is a Igbo before. You know what I mean? Before every year you go on vacation. That is your legacy. When they ask you, what is your legacy? My children are in America. But what is the human development capacity that you have built? How many people in your family have you raised? Why are you not helping family? Yes, there are some very entitled people. You give them 10 naira, they expect she only gave me 10 naira. How come she didn't give me 50,000 naira? After all, every time she's wearing Kong Ikbal code. She will fly, she will speak big English. She cannot give me. That's entitlement. There's a way you can cut off people like that. But how many people have you started inside of your family to give? So I say that pain is something you can use. Move your trauma and use it as a talent. Do the research. Why do I hate this pain? Why do I hate this place? Oh, I didn't like poverty. I still don't like it. As you are seeing me here like this, I live in an estate. There are about 5 streets inside that estate, long streets. I have grinding machine on every street. I partner with one malam on each street. We are partners in business. The malam controls the grinding. I agree on how much I collect every week. Now that money buys me gas. It sorts out my plantain from Uyo because I bring in plantain every 2 weeks. I know that that money solves one problem. Some of you will say, I cannot source it, my darling. That's the English I had recently. He said, I'll source it. Why are you giving yourself problems? But when I remember that my father didn't leave spoke. Not a single spoke. My father lived with me 1.5 years before he died. And before he died, one of my dreams was to make life as comfortable as possible. And so the house he lived, they had everything. Even though finally I had to sell the washing machine as brand new because my mother left the nylon and everything. He said in her hand that they use washcloths, not be machine. Because I know my father's dream as a watch repairer was that that we will change the trajectory of our family. Please use your pain and build talent. Look for something different. Let the story of your family change. If you come from a family that is bad, decide not to be like them. Someone sent something this morning. It was a kite about Kesibo Mpofo. Was it a kite or somebody? Kesibo. It was one of the, yes. Kesibo Kempofo Unam. Mpofo is in Namawo Dakakeda. That's why I go Nam so Dakara. But that is the truth. It's only when you are sitting and sleeping. The second thing I wrote here. In fact, under that, I said pain is a signal. There is something that the scars of your experience does for you. And so if you are reinventing yourself, the pain, the scars, the experiences, they become the building blocks for you to reinvent. I say that you need to turn that pain into fuel. Because without fuel, a vehicle can't move. The second thing, build an engine of growth with that pain. And that's by doing what? Self-correcting. In my family, there was the first thing that I learned, and this came when I became a believer. And because for a long time, at a very tender age, I remember very well at 16, I can never forget, it was at 16 that I said to myself, I will never be poor. I had never heard that word. I know there's one pastor that says it, but I said it to myself. And you know what happened that day? We had not eaten all day. My father has gone out. He didn't have a shop. He used to repair watches. So he hold in, this is a nylon bag, and go around anybody that wants to repair watch. Sometimes he will go. We used to live in Badagry. I don't know how many of you have been to Badagry. We lived in a place called Agonkame Quarters in Badagry. And so sometimes he would need to go across the river to repair watches for all those old men. And they can't pay. So they'll give him fish and crabs. And when he comes back around 7 p.m., that's when on his way back, he will branch the farm and cut pepper and buy okra 500. And we cut the okra and the pepper and put the fish, and that's our food for the day. And one of those days, he came back quite late. And we were so hungry. My mother had managed to get gari for the smaller ones to drink. And the older ones were still hungry. And then I was sitting, I heard my mother wail from the back of the house. And I ran, myself and my younger brother, we ran to her. And we saw her holding, my little brother, Odiene, was standing in front of the neighbor's dustbin. The neighbor had just finished cleaning Titus fish and put the skin in the dustbin. And the boy went there, was eating from the dustbin. So when my mother saw him, she wailed, she wept. And that day I said, it ends with me. This ends with me. No one in my lineage will have to go through that. I'm going to stop here. I don't care the home that you came from. I started a consulting firm 15 years ago, 16 years. First practice consulting. I stepped down after 10 years for a new CEO. I built a business, a strategy management consulting firm that caters to government. I do strategy for sub-regional elections. Many elections in the state. I was behind this strategy. I don't need my face to see, just give me my money. As long as you celebrate my brain. Please use what God has blessed you with, because all I use is my head. And one of the things I told myself at 16 was that, but I will not sleep around, and I will not steal. I've been offered commissionership positions, and I turned them down because I know you will not respect my idea. I'm a change manager. I want to change lives. I remember once I was doing consulting for 5 years for Cross River State when Lee Imoke is my friend. And one of those days we were in his house, and one of our governors said to me, how come you're not working in Akwa Ibom State? And I said it very openly, and I came to Akwa Ibom for Inoyo Toro Foundation, and I said it openly because the deputy governor was there. I said, I, Ini. Anyang miedo ini abasi. No money song in Akwa Ibom. I will not beg to serve my state. The promise I made to God is that from the ends of the earth, men will look for me. I will not beg. And so I cannot beg to serve. When you people are ready, you will come. Can you say that for yourself? You need to change your mindset. If you need to reinvent the future that is tomorrow, because the future, in fact, is not tomorrow. The future is the next 3 minutes. What is going to change when you leave this hall today? I want to come back to Akwa Ibom. I want you to see my face on any billboard in Uyo and look for me and say, Ma, on the 31st of January 2026, you made me change my life. And now this is where I am. Because I do this for Ubong King. I do this for Ubong King. Ubong was my baby brother. was a man that was extremely dear to me. Ubong knew how to honor people. Oh my goodness. Every December, my big sis, he used to say that I behave like a cat, a Persian cat. He would send me big goats. And you know what this woman did? This last December, she made me cry. She's always sending goats to my house. Just because my brother used to do it. Today, as I leave you, there are two people here I want you to sit and listen to. Dr. Aki, and this man that is wearing glasses looking at me, Dr. Omego. If you have never listened to these people, Aki's story will remind you that, you see, you never know where people are coming from. Don't think that everybody that looks good, that drives big car, that all that. My children still think that I'm a manageable woman. I'm still squeezing money. But one of the things about wealth that I also learned is that wealthy people don't waste money, especially if they didn't steal the money. Do you understand what I mean? So I'm very, very smart about my money. And God help you, I put my money into something and you don't yield result. Because I'm not a politician. I want you to leave this place. I want you to make a commitment. Put your hands on your chest. And I want you to just talk to yourself. Make a commitment to yourself. That today I call your name. Say it to yourself. Don't say it out. Just say it to yourself. That this is the last day in January 2026. Today marks a defining day in my life. I choose to evolve. I choose to reinvent. I choose a future that is better than what I have this minute. And I am putting my hands on my chest as a commitment to myself. That whatever it takes, as long as I will not steal, as long as I will not shed blood, as long as I will not do what God will not bless the works of my hands with, let doors open for me. Let the heavens over me be blessings every single morning. Let this year, from the moment I walk out of this Flame More Center, let there be an acceleration of ideas, acceleration of opportunities. Every opportunity I see, I will take it. I will no longer farm opportunities. Every opportunity that I see, I will take it. And as I make this commitment, I ask that the earth and the heavens will agree with me. With these few words of mine, I hope that I've been able to convince you and not confuse you. That you see, from now on, we do what? We reinvent our what? Jesus again. Wow, that was powerful. That was reinventing of our future. That was live. I would like to invite Ambassador Dr. Onyema Ivikin as she comes up to do a presentation.
Wow. Round of applause for my sister, my big sister. And today we said you were going to cry. Then I think we lost the bet today. But we need to check your heart. Thank you very, very much. And on behalf of the legacy planning team of the Ubong King Foundation, we have this token from our heart with love to present to you. Thank you for being a blessing. There's no time I reach out to her. Whether it's midnight, she's always ready to talk to me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can we please celebrate that fire?
do the needful. Build an engine of growth so that you can reinvent your future. Ladies and gentlemen, let's celebrate Dr. Ine Abimbola one more time. Thank you so much, ma'am. That was a beautiful fire. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the convener of this assembly,